Are you interested in real estate investing and want to escape to Las Vegas? February 23rd in Vegas, I'll show you how to invest in real estate and become financially free. It's 2023. Don't make a resolution, make your reservation. See you in Vegas.
The wedding party they have to wait.
I'll do that. I'll double check. I'll cross-reference the mark on Monday.
Right, just put it under an LLC name. Maybe make that your operating LLC, and then when you get your next one,
open an LLC without the EIN number.
Yeah, you don't need one right now.
I'm gonna rent it for about $600 a piece.
No, but individually, as a long-term rental to a family.
$2,300 pretty easily.
So you're not gonna make any money.
Well, I'm okay with not making money.
But what you're ignoring the rule.
The 1% rule.
Who told you the 1% rule? Never, you didn't learn.
Healy's been telling me all about the 1%.
Okay.
$500 rule.
I said $500 minimum cash flow. That's always been my rule. I bought this for 1.45 in 2014. Yeah, now it's worth 3.5.
How much is each place charging?
It's different. Like I think they're paying like $2,600. They're paying $1,250 or $1,350. And then they're paying like $4 grand. So I remodeled this whole place for my real estate company. Hey, go for it. See.
Do you think it's gonna hold me?
Yeah, it will for sure, 100%. No. Yeah, it will. 100% it will. All right, man, we're out of here. I just wanted to show my guys the property. We're selling it next week.
You said it?
No, I'm just kidding. Everybody here wants to achieve financial freedom. We all have that in common, okay? So my goal is to bring and assemble people that can help you get there. Here's what we're gonna do. Everybody's gonna take a total stranger and they're gonna give them a hug. I'll start off with you, there we go, yeah.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Casey Ryan, born and raised in Las Vegas. Everybody's always wondering, what's the secret? How do you do this? What's the secret to success? There isn't one. Ultimately, it's the boring shit. If you can find a blend of being disciplined enough to stick with shit when it starts to get boring, that's where the magic happens. So this has helped us be a lot more profitable too, is getting yourself on different wholesale lists. You go to the Facebook groups here in town and add yourself to every single one of them or wherever your market's at. Start sending email blasts to realtors. It's like $20 a month to be able to do that. That's what I did for the first 3 years, and we were doing 100 deals a year off me just doing that.
My 2 cents on predicting the future means nothing. I don't give a what the future is going to do. When you predict the future, if things are great, all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to make a whole bunch of money this year. And then if someone goes, oh, 2023, 2024, recession, it's going to be really bad, then you've pre-programmed yourself to say, I'm not going to make a bunch of money this year. But either way, you're in complete control. You're just making that choice based on a batch of information you received in the present moment. It's important to be conscious of it, but it's not important to be in it all the time, nonstop. I've made money in every single market. I've made money in declining markets. I've made money in increasing markets. I've made money in stagnant markets. You can make money in any market. It's all about up here.
Well, yeah, a crash is going to happen. The Fed just said it. Basically, what they've done is they're trying to rein in inflation, right? They're not doing a very good job of it. And so we got the Fed freeze right now. The Fed is trying to freeze everything and reset. Remember the Fed said they're going to reset housing? They're going to reset the cost of living. They're going to tell you we live in a central planned economy now that's controlled by the Fed. Do not fight the Fed, you will lose. Every reason why people made money the last 2 years, the number one reason, why? Because the Fed printed money. That's the number one reason why assets went up. So what does that mean? You want to get as many assets as possible, right?
My name is Alejandra Barnard, also known on social media as Golf Mommy. As Bobby Jones said, whether you are an inspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned executive, or simply someone who is interested in personal growth, the lessons you learn from golf can help you achieve your goals.
Let's talk about leadership, the biggest asset in your company. People are the biggest asset in your company. But if you have the wrong people, it can be toxic. So I started to understand that leadership was the biggest asset in a company.
When we begin to focus on things that we want, the universe, God, brings those things to us. When you clearly define, hey, I want $20,000 a month, I want $10,000 a month, it's just really, truly committing to what you want. Troy yesterday gave an example of getting pregnant, and he said that he wrote affirmations on, obviously Troy didn't get pregnant. I hope not.
My name's Cody. I got started in the real estate space about 3.5 years ago. I got started as a real estate agent. I was told by someone on the internet I was gonna make a bunch of money. Facebook DM, never met the guys. He told me to drop out of college, and so I did what any rational teenager would do. And I dropped out of college and got my real estate license. And 2 years into the journey, I met Christian.
My first property ever was condo that I house hacked. We had a roommate. Also, the Troy Kearns method. You started on you mentioned condo. house. That is exactly how I started.
I scaled this agency from 0 to 700,000 a month in 2.5 years. I now have equity in 17 businesses. I want to get a raise of hands, like who in here is actually 100% financially free? This is for the people that are struggling or want to aspire to be financially free, etc.
I started in this business when I was 14. Where we grew up, very low income, we would use the stove to heat the house. I sat down with an individual at my parents' house. He told me that he was buying condos. So then realizing that, wait, the government gave 80% of the money to buy the property, and then on top of that, the tenant paid the bills, and you keep the difference between the mortgage and the rent, and you keep the difference on all the appreciation, and no one wants anything from you? And for me, that was just mind-blowing.
And so at 42 years of age, my family and I experienced Hurricane Katrina in Mississippi. So I'm one of those guys that experienced my livelihood being taken away from them. And so in a market that was on fire because we lost 3,000 homes, I started selling real estate. You know, I'd already learned that, you know, the harder you work, the luckier you get, right? If you just keep working, there's no substitute for all the experience that you gain in the knowledge and you know, in the opportunity, because people recognize others that work hard.
I did start with $90,000 in credit card debt, so I am a product of Rich Dad education, but my whole life changed since then. I've done over 1,200 deals, seller finance, subject to rental portfolio, wholesaling transactions, and I had a come to Jesus moment the same day my property manager thought that they would have a come to Jesus moment with me too, and we mutually fired each other, and overnight I managed 60 properties.
How we doing? My name is Nick Taylor. Learning from the best and taking a lot of notes.
If you could go pro in one Olympic sport, what would it be?
Obviously golf. It's my favorite sport ever.
If you could have one car in the world, what would it be?
To some degree, it depends.
Whatever's the most expensive, and then I could sell it and buy whatever I wanted.
Who's the most famous person in your phone?
Ryan Healy. I mean, if you want to go Major League Baseball, one of my students, but most famous? No, I got Governor Sisolak in there. Who's the most famous person in your phone?
Couldn't even tell you, probably my mom. Or Troy at this point, to be honest with you.
Who's the most famous person in your contacts?
Troy Kearns.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
Make $1 million.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
Oh, retire my mom.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
Retire my wife.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
Go to Russia is what's coming out of my mind right now. I've skydived, I've done a bunch of crap, I jumped out of the stratosphere. I don't know, man, just live the best life, dude, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Russia?
What's one thing on your bucket list?
One thing on my bucket list? I want to leave my damn job. That's what I want to do.